In this lesson, we're going to create something that is very much the hallmark of any half-decent blog, and that's an About Us page. That's usually a page to say who the blogger is, what your motivations are, what your inspirations are, how you came to be running a blog. And not only are we going to create an About Us page, we're going to provide a way of linking to it from the sidebar of the website. Okay, we'll begin by creating an About Us page. So we'll do this by clicking on Pages. And we're going to take the sample page that was given to us by WordPress, and we're just going to change it to an About Us page. An About Us page is really like any other page. And we're going to tweak the URL so that the URL is also About Us. And we're just going to tweak the text a little bit just to make it a little bit more appropriate. We're also going to add a picture, just because there's a lot of competition for blogs out there, and it's pretty nice to have a photograph of yourself on the About Us page. And we spent hours getting this photo, literally hours. Two people that hate being in front of the camera had to be in front of the camera. And that's not counting the ones where the cat interrupted them. So that's our About page. And now there's another thing that we're going to add here that's important later on, and that's an excerpt. Excerpts are a thing in WordPress that you might have an About Us page that's like a whole page of information. The excerpt is a little paragraph that might just give a little snapshot of what's in the About Us page. Just a sort of a summary. And we're going to put that in the About Us page by enabling excerpts like we just did on the screen. And I'm going to get a small amount of the page and paste it into the excerpt. Now it'll become apparent while we're doing that a little bit later on. But for now, we're going to save our About Us page and have a look at it on the website. So as you can see, the About Us page is fitting in nicely with the overall structure of our website, and that's great. And now we're going to create a control that really links the user to the About Us page and really promotes it in a visually appealing way. And we're going to do that by going to Appearance, Widgets, and we're going to add another widget to the sidebar. And it's a widget that comes free with the Kaleidoscope theme that is specially made for the Kaleidoscope theme by Lazy Cat Themes, and it's called the About Us widget. You can tell all the Lazy Cat theme widgets by the fact that they're prefaced with LCT, which, I don't know if you've worked this out yet, stands for Lazy Cat Themes. Anyway, let's drag the About Us widget into the sidebar. We're going to make it at the top. Now we're going to choose an image, like a slightly smaller image that we can use to promote the About Us. We've selected an image, and we're also going to select the About Us page. And that's actually, in fact, all the configuration that we're going to do. Because the control knows about Us page, it can do everything that it needs to do. So now we'll save that and have a little look at what's happened to our website. And there we are. We have an About Us page. And you'll notice that there's some text underneath the photograph of ourselves. That text is taken from the excerpt that you put into the About Us page. So if you set your About Us page up properly, all you've really got to do is create that control, put a little bit of text in as the header, drag it into the right location, and you immediately have an About Us sidebar and an About Us page in your website. Very simple, very easy, looks great. In the next lesson, we're going to learn how to add a menu to our website.